Hey, YouTube family and GN subs, how are you? Took a little time off, a little break to recharge the battery, get some energy back, but I am back and we got a good new look. You can tell on our videos. I hope you like it. And for those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Humberto Gray, attorney at law. And typically what we do is we bring you good news. If you want bad news, you got to go to the other channels. We take complicated subject matter, we break it down, make it very simple, and we give you real-time cases that I'm working on in my office, gives you a good understanding of what's going on with immigration law, real time. All right, so we got a lot to unpack today, some good stuff, folks. You know, stay till the end. I got some good adjustment of status news for you, and make sure you go and visit our playlist, right? If you want to learn immigration law for free, go to our playlist, check it out. All right, let's get at it. Good news, September 2022, folks, you are going to see a boatload of green cards being issued in the employment-based category. Why? Because immigration indicated that they will issue 280,000 employment-based visa green cards. So in immigration law, October is our fiscal year. So at the end of September, October starts a new year. So for 2022, last October 21 to this year, October 22, typically immigration issues 140,000 employment-based visas. Now, there is a rule where if there are unused visas from the family-based category, they move over to the employment-based category. And in the last couple of years, immigration has not used those visas. So this year, they're going to issue an additional 140,000 green card visas. So you're going to see a lot of waiver of interviews. Who's the first guy to tell you this? Moi. Back during COVID, I said, there's a lot of backlogs. Immigration is backlogged. They're going to waive final interviews. They started waiving interviews. I think we're going to see this month more waived interviews and green cards issued ever in the history of immigration, certainly since I've been practicing law. Note also, this is very interesting. The U.S. consulate is waiving non-immigrant visa interviews where you have had a prior visa in your passport and you're renewing it. They will waive the interview. You send your passport over, they'll stamp it and send it back to you. Also, I've had several clients that have first-time visas issued and the consulate waived the interview. So we're seeing more waiver of U.S. consulate interviews. So if you're completing the DS-160 and you're getting a non-immigrant visa interview, see if your consulate may waive your presence and interview. All right, little note, I485 form is being revised, new one this month. Be careful, all right? What is an I-485? I-485 is the form that is used to adjust your status in the U.S., either family-based cases or employment-based cases. This is the form that you use to get your green card here in the U.S. You file that form in connection with an approved I-130 or an approved I-140. The I-130 is a family-based case. I-140 is an employment-based case. Make sure when you file your adjustment in the U.S., you're using the new form. A little bit of good news. Public charge rule regulations are out. It is now, again, the law. When you're filing your adjustment, again, in the United States, you want to make sure that you have an affiant and or you can prove that you're not going to become a public charge. Basically, that you're not going to get on welfare, okay? It's pretty simple stuff. So the draconian Trump rule out. We're back in the game. That's good news. All right, let's talk a little bit about this TPS. There are a lot of countries now that are designated for TPS, temporary protected status. That's where they can't return to their country. For example, Ukraine, the war in Ukraine. If you're here, you can get TPS. Now, typically over the years, TPS doesn't grant you lawful status in the U.S. So let's say you're on TPS, you get married to a U.S. citizen, you weren't able to adjust your status, okay? There was a ton of cases. What I've done is I put a link in the description box below. It gives you the history of this TPS. It's pretty fascinating stuff. If it applies to you, definitely take advantage of this. Read it, check it out. So, new guidance by USCIS. Now, TPS status alone doesn't allow you to adjust in the United States. You're still inadmissible. You haven't been admitted. Now, what you can do is you can get what's called advance parole. You can get advance parole, depart the country, come back in legally. Now you have a legal admission. You can adjust your status, folks. Check it out. Link in the description box below. Read about it. That is wonderful, wonderful news. That's going to help a lot of people adjust in the U.S. All right. So good to be back. Thanks so much for watching GrayLaw TV. Click below, like, and subscribe. If you want to get in contact with us, please just go to GrayLaw.com and we can help you out.